What's going on, everybody? It's your boy PTK Glam back in the building with another episode of the Shop Podcast. How is everybody feeling this week? And we have another amazing show with another very, very, very special guest, a longtime friend of mine, awesome gentleman. I will get around to that in a second. But once again, guys, appreciate the support every single weekend. You guys show up here, showing out, have fun in the chat. You answer the questions, we have fun. And actually, today's show is a little bit different because the last portion of the show, we're actually going to be answering as many of you guys' questions as we can get to. So you can throw the questions in the chat right now. I will scroll back through them, and we'll get to as many as we can within the time frame that we set aside. But once again, you guys are fucking awesome. And let's just go ahead and get to this amazing panel, starting with this amazing fucking guest. Now, if you've been living under a rock, please get from under that rock. Check my boy Xbot out. He is our guest today. He is the host of the Next Podcast. We used to be like podcast neighbors. I think he just recently moved the show a couple days ago to a new day. I'll let him get into that. But thank you for hanging out with us, Xbot. You've been a big friend of mine, been a huge resource as well behind the scenes for YouTube, all kind of cool stuff. But how you been? What's going on with the show? Let everybody know where they can find you, G.
Yeah, definitely. Yo, what's going on, everybody? What is up, chat? What is going on to the panel? PTK, yo, we've said this, like, we're probably going to wear this out, but it has been way too long. And it's funny because the last time I was on, I believe we were also taking questions from the chat. So, like, it's like coming full circle right now. I'm a huge fan of the show, a huge fan of you as well, man. We go back a long ways, and it's good to come back. Yeah. Next podcast, I switched it over to Thursdays. It gives other people on Saturday a chance to breathe, as well as there's a new show going on to my channel that is going to be on Sundays. And, when it comes down to it, I love the community. I just don't want to podcast every weekend, all weekend, and stuff like that. So you know me, man. Like I constantly try to evolve the show, my channel, stuff like that. I'm not afraid to make moves, and I think this is going to be a good move, like all the way around, bro.
Good, glad to hear it, man. Once again, his information is in the description below. The YouTube link to the channel is in the description below. Go check them out. Fire ass show. He's always supported me. I've always supported him. Amazing. Shout out to him and his family as well. Got a lady that also games. Shout out to Mel. Appreciate her support as well.
Yeah, she's probably on Fortnite right now.
Yeah, go follow her too. She be on all over the place. She was on Mixer. Obviously, that's gone. Now she's on a couple different things. I think Trovo is what it was, right?
Trovo is her main thing. And if you like watching people both play and kind of like mess around in Fortnite, you definitely want to check her streams out. Yeah, for real.
For sure. And check her out. Please do me a favor. Once again, if you're a fan of this show, go check out all his information below in the description. Glad to have you here, brother. Got a lot to unpack, a lot to get to this week. So let's go ahead and move on to my three compadres here. Start with Mr. Staggerilla. How you doing, brother? What's going on with you? How's everything been, man? What you been playing?
Everything's going all right. What have I been playing? I started a game called Metamorphosis last night where you like wake up, you turn into a bug, and you gotta like solve the mystery of what's happening with your friend. It's really weird. I played it for about 2 hours last night on stream, and I spent the whole time like, this game is weird.
That's for you. You play everything. So for you to call it,
the art style was really cool, and just like you like literally start as a human, and then you're speaking English, and then you start speaking insect. Which is weird.
Oh, damn! Down to the language. Oh my goodness.
Subtitles, but it's weird. Like, it was definitely interesting. So I'm gonna dive more into that. I was lucky the dev sent me a code. So
nice.
I played it last night for a couple hours, and then I've been stuck on Paladins like crazy lately. So I'm playing a ton of Paladins multiplayer, pretty much 5-6 nights a week. So did some indies this week on stream. Just had my birthday on Thursday and did a
happy belated, man.
Did a birthday stream, and what did I play? I can't even remember what I played. Oh, I played Friday. I played Freedom Finger. If you guys have not played Freedom Finger and want to laugh,
so wrong.
Yeah.
So the premise is a side-scrolling shoot 'em up, a shmup. but like you're a middle finger spaceship, and you're like it's America's spaceship in space, and you shoot like Russian commie. It's like every
Sounds very
stereotype you
political in
can
nature.
throw into a game. It's there, dude. Like the guy who's ordering you around, his name is Major Cigar, and he drinks a beer while he's yelling at you. It's awesome.
I'm done.
Like,
I'm done with you already, man.
yeah, I laughed my ass off at that game for 2-3 hours, and I went back. I actually got a code for it on Steam, and I went and bought it on Xbox. Wide Right Games, I think, off the top of my head. I know it's Wide something.
Are they here in the States, or are they?
I'm not 100% sure on that. I'd have to take a look into it deeper, but they were really, they worked a lot with me, and they were great. And like I said, like if you want to laugh your ass off and have a good time, and you like bullet hell shoot 'em ups, you won't be disappointed with that game. So.
Awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I played it on Steam, and then I went and bought it on Xbox because I was like, I want to support the dev, even more, and I want the achievements. So
for sure. All right, well, we're glad to have you on every week, man. Every week, I know you've been
when I quit.
Yeah, more recently, but it's all good, brother. You always add to the show every time you here, man. We completely understand stuff happens in real life, so I do what we got to do. But appreciate you here today. We're gonna keep it rocking, keep it moving. Let's go ahead and throw this over to you, Centurion. How you been, man? I know you've been cooking up over there. What you been playing?
Oh my God, dude. It is Saturday. It is awesome to be here. I get excited whenever I get a chance to interact with Xbot. I mean, he is like my Xbox content creator of the generation when it comes to being able to put our heads together and create.
Damn, that's high esteem right there.
I'm saying.
Oh man. I just love his energy and the way he does things.
I'll give you that check after the show.
Yeah, right.
Yo, t-shirts in the mail. Like,
is there something on my face? Is there something on my face?
Sitting on your face? What?
Well, I also wanted to just put it out there that, dude, it is also awesome that we got Stagger to guest on the show again, man.
Oh, I know. I gotta go though. So I'll let you go.
But anyways, what have I been playing? Oh my God, I am all over the board like ADD. So I've been playing a little bit of Destroy All Humans, Elder Scrolls Online. I somehow got wrapped up in Subnautica. I'm kind of confused.
Nice, love it.
I keep going back to it. It's like a love-hate relationship. I'm like, why am I doing this? All right, I'm going to keep exploring.
My 10-year-old loves that too. He's doing the same thing. He's like, I have no idea what I'm doing, but this is great.
So here's the thing. That's the reaction I get from everybody. They're like, oh, dude, my kid plays that game. And I'm like, and I got wrapped up into it somehow. This is great.
I got all the achievements. It's easy.
Nice.
So yeah, that's kind of like my gaming that I've had time for.
Awesome. All right, glad to see you here as well, man. Every single week. Once again, always add to the panel, man. Every single week. Appreciate you guys coming. Appreciate you as well, Centurion. Last but not least, Mr. Fuzzy Belvedere.
Mr. Class.
Mr. Class. It's Barry Ross to be exact. So, yeah, if you want to, make sure you say Barry Ross. But no, shout out to you, Fuzz, man. Appreciate you here, man. How you been? What you been playing? What's going on with you, brother?
Just between work and getting the kids out of, I guess, their normal pattern of games, trying to get them to try some different things.
Good luck.
But for me, I've been bouncing back and forth between like Gran Turismo and Forza Horizon 4 and Forza Motorsport 5 through 7. So it's just getting all those, payments from the tiers I'm in. But glad to have Xbot on here, who's also a big Forza fan. Although I wish I had some of the achievements he's had in Forza. But I just a little bit of everything. Also a little bit of a Minecraft dungeon because I had to finally unlock a couple of the islands that I've played before, but I haven't unlocked on my instance.
Nice.
So, but,
okay.
Other than that, there's been so much news these past couple of weeks. So let's dive right into it.
Let's get it. And once again, everybody, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if this is your first time here, man. We love to have fun. And as I ask these questions are for you as well in the chat. So let us know how you feel about what we're talking about. So let's dive right the fuck in. So first topic, obviously, poll of the week. If you're new here, poll of the week is something I do every single Monday on Twitter. All of that information's down below. Follow me there every single Monday. I put up a poll. We answer the questions today, every weekend on the show. So poll of the week this week, essentially was with Spider-Man being exclusive to PlayStation in the new Avengers game, what's the next superhero that should get their own game and why? So I had a couple different options. Wait, is that the one we? No,
No,
no. Wait, hold on. Did I not?
I think it was about accessories or something like that.
Yeah, hold on. I'm sorry, guys. I didn't
You
pin
even
it.
know how to internet? Jesus.
I know, right? I didn't pin it.
Yo, what happened was Blam just wanted to hear my opinion on that one, so that he brought that one back.
That
here we
was
go.
Poll too.
Here we
So
go.
I was like,
I'm
that's
sorry.
what I got pulled
pin
up
it.
right now.
I didn't pin it. My bad. So I got it up here. So
Live show, people.
yeah, live show. We don't edit any of this shit out, by the way. This is all staying in. Anyway, so if poll of the week part 2, if any of these accessories could be made and updated for the new consoles, which one would it be and why? So we had a couple different accessories. We had the Kinect, Nintendo Power Glove, Dreamcast VMU. I'll have to break that down if you know what that is. PlayStation Light Gun. So overwhelmingly, it was a Kinect 62%. Second place was actually the Dreamcast VMU 21%, Nintendo Power Glove 12, 6% PlayStation Light Gun. So we starting with you on this one, Xbox. Out of those 4 options, man, which one would you want to be remade and updated for the new systems?
Damn, man, that is a tough question. I'm kind of shocked that people picked the Kinect like number one on that one because
I am not, but I'll get into that when it's my turn.
All right. You know, I would love to say the Kinect because rivals and everything like that. I would love to bring that into the next kind of like generation, next series of hardware. I feel like that should kind of like always be an option now since they put it there and kind of let it grow organically. But the Dreamcast is my absolute favorite console, and the VMU, my brother. Yeah, like I remember in Sonic taking the little chows and putting them into the VMU and taking my VMU with me whenever I had time. I was running those chows through their paces to get them stronger, to get like grow them up, add kind of like different modifications to them. So to see something like that today with like the younger generation that is really, they are really about mobile solutions when it comes to games. I think the VMU would do well right now. I would go with the VMU, brother.
Okay, you know what? And to go next year, that was actually my personal choice when I was making this poll. Kinect, I honestly didn't think Kinect would get as much support. We had an opportunity to support the Kinect.
Yeah, we did.
We already had. Yeah, that's why. Realistically, I didn't even think because I'm like, we had a chance with that one. You know, that was kind of recent. So
maybe they're putting a new Kinect in, and that's why there's a whole rumor about $600 for the Series X, bro.
I don't know.
Or people just talk out of their ass.
We're not doing it.
Yeah, no, but anyway, no, good shit. But no, for real, like VMU was well ahead of its time. That thing was so awesome. It was like it was kind of like, you know how the Switch is kind of portable. I mean, obviously not to that extent, but it was so ahead of its time, man. It was just
dude. Not only that, in like when you played like NFL 2K, and of course we don't have NFL 2K anymore, but the feature where you can pick your play on that screen, so the person that you're playing against that was next to you couldn't see it.
Yeah, couldn't see it.
When you played Resident Evil, it would
look at my side of the screen, bro.
Oh, dude, I remember the heartbeat. Oh,
show you your heartbeat on Resident Evil. But we also can't forget about the most amazing feature about how you would lose all your data when the batteries would die.
That's great. Yeah, that was a hidden feature. They didn't put that in the instructions at all.
It's called replayability, man. Replayability.
But like the only thing is, you're just sitting there like, well, I'd put new batteries in it. It's like, but if you take them out, it dies. Yeah. So it's like a catch-20. It's like, so how do you change your batteries? They didn't really think that one too far ahead.
Yeah, that's too much. So good segue. It's on you. Well, actually, yeah, go ahead, Centurion. Go ahead, brother, since you've already come.
I wasn't trying to like. Oh, no,
no, you good. You good.
I was just. For me, I was just gonna say when it comes to the kinetic. Oh my god!
Kinetic.
Oh,
that's the new Kinetic. It's called the Kinetic.
Show off with a bang this week.
Oh my god! You guys planned that one, didn't you?
Energy.
Oh, you said it.
Oh my god! Anyways, the Kinect. Microsoft has always been known for being ahead of their time. The Kinect was just another victim of this. Back when the Kinect came out, people never wanted to talk to anything. Now all of a sudden they need to order Tide Pods at any moment, and they need to be able to yell it out. So they have Alexa devices, Google devices, Apple devices. It's more commonplace now to have a device like that existing in your home than back then. And so I think it would be more well received. And even I never wanted the Kinect. I will be truthful on that, but I think I would be more apt to purchasing one now just because of some of the features that were associated with the voice commands.
Okay. All right. I mean, Kinect was a good piece of tech. Like you said, sometimes it's just not the right time with everything swirling around.
It's such a decent piece of tech that it's actually used in airports.
Yeah, they still use it.
Yeah, I've seen that in photos of like TSA checkpoints where they have these Kinect devices like on poles pointed down.
Yeah, no, it's the utility of it's great. It wasn't the idea was great. The execution was poor. I mean, there wasn't very many games that were engaging to get people into it. On top of just the fact that it made the console more expensive than the PS4 was an immediate turnoff for a lot of people. So there was a lot going against it. But the tech inside of it, I believe it won like the award for like popular mechanics the year it came out for like some type of
and that's why
innovative award.
And I think that's why Don Matrix fell in love with it. Was just because it was just so innovative and new that he really thought that he can mainstream it, and it kind of went off like, a dud.
Yeah,
regretfully.
Yeah. We'll but go ahead. We're gonna go ahead and throw this over to you, Stag. Get your genuine opinion on those options, brother. Which one would you pick and why, brother?
I voted for Deadpool.
Oh my
god, dude! Really? Was that the one? I voted Black Panther.
I want a Black Panther game. By the way.
I mean, I really liked his last game, but man, I would love like a full-on open world.
Yo,
raunchy.
Bam, you didn't say we get to choose which one.
Yeah, he doesn't really control me that well. So,
I let him go, man. It's fun.
I honestly here. I'll break it down. The Kinect's cool. It was just never as good as it could have been, in my opinion. You can get light gun accessories. Mars makes a decent third-party thing, but I have the games for it. Like you can play like Kabbalah. You can play this zombie game, which is kind of cool. And then they have this other game for it, but the light gun thing doesn't work very well. And what was the other option besides the Dreamcast thing?
It was the Nintendo Power Glove.
Oh yeah, I'm not even going to comment on that.
By the way, can I ask not to if you guys want to throw me in the bushes, but what in the flying hell is the Nintendo Power Glove?
Oh no!
You are now officially kicked off the show.
Kick him off, Flynn. That's it.
I didn't check his background before I brought
it. Jesus Christ! I vote bro. I vote the Dreamcast thingy because it was awesome. Now let's focus on what he just said.
Well, you got to remember, man. I was born in '86, so I wasn't able exactly to be in the down to have the lowdown.
Do you have Google? Do you have Google?
I probably know what this thing is when I probably see
it. It was something you wore on your cock and played video games with.
I was going to say it was a gaming glove that came with a bottle of lotion on purchase.
Yeah,
why I never knew what this thing was. That sounds like
the first shake weight.
Oh my god! What the hell did they freaking get down with the freaking producers from freaking Back to the Future?
I don't know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Christ. He doesn't play his PS4, doesn't know what a Power Glove is.
Well, I can obviously see why. Dude, I was a little kid.
Hasn't played any of the Halo games. I mean, I'm just playing. The Dreamcast thing. I'm so flabbergasted right now. I'm done. It was nice talking to you guys. I'm gonna go have dinner. No, I loved the Dreamcast, just like Xbot here. I was a huge fan of it, and you had to break my heart a little bit by bringing up NFL 2K because fuck Madden.
Yeah, dude, I'm right there with you, bro.
Yeah. I mean, I liked ESPN football a lot too. That was a fun game.
Hell yeah,
that was fun.
Yeah. Totally off topic, but yeah, Dreamcast was great. I thought that VMU thing was super innovative, ahead of its time. Granted, I don't know how well it would work these days, just because you've got the XCloud, you've got the PS4, PS5 with its touchscreen thing that you can blow on now. I mean, I don't know, and I don't know. I just thought it was cool back then, I just don't think it would necessarily. I don't know how we would utilize it now.
Well, I think it'd still be a novelty at this point. It'd be something just,
It would be like something that would die. I mean, honestly, like let's just be real. Like gamers like their standard. When it comes to console gamers, I don't want to like loop in keyboard and mouse PC guys because they got their thrones and all, but they really just like what they like, and they really like the controller. I mean, like let's take the Kinect. It didn't blow up. We'll take the PSVR. It only sold 4.5 million units, and they've sold over 100 million PS4s. So I mean,
not even close.
It's not. It's these add-ons and these extra things are very niche market items. So I mean.
Damn, so you're basically saying the Dreamcast wouldn't, because there were so many peripherals, the Sega bass fishing peripheral and stuff like that.
Yeah, peripherals have never been a huge thing. I mean, we can go back to like the ColecoVision. Like damn near every single game had a plug-in peripheral that you had to buy, and it was super expensive. Nintendo had the robot, the Power Glove, the gun, the Virtual Boy, and you could fucking plug a goddamn cartridge. Couldn't you at one point like buy a thing so you could play your Game Boy games on your Nintendo?
I don't know.
I mean, it's just saying like. The thing is like those things never take off. Oh, Chris is here. Oh, buddy, I'm so glad you're here. Thank you for showing up this week.
Oh, we got a face off.
You sold 4.5 million units. Stop. Anyhow,
Chris is a moderator on my channel, by the way.
No. Chris is, look, it's all fun. What's up, Dreadpool? No, shout out to Chris for coming and hanging out. It's always fun. Love the variety.
They're still when it comes down to like what gamers do, they play on their consoles with controllers. The majority of them, and that's kind of like a hard thing to dispute.
Yeah. Okay.
Even for Chris.
And let's throw this over to you before we wrap this topic up. Because which out of those options did you choose and why, brother?
I went with the Nintendo Power Glove.
Wow.
You gotta understand, I was a Sega kid.
Wanted that extra lotion.
One of those items that I didn't get to use on a regular basis. My sister and my niece had that because they were Nintendo, whatever you want to call Nintendo fans. But yeah, I was a Sega kid, and it was like, oh, it looked like it was kind of cool. I think I got to use it once or twice. The fact that they only gave you one probably was the reason why it was a flop anyway. And I figure if you re-envisioned it so it was something for like VR instead of going with like the little drumsticks or light sticks or whatever, have something like that where it's a lot less bulky, obviously, but something that would be like a glove that would be able to actually sense your fingers moving and things like that. It could work if it went in hand with VR, but once again, that's still going to be, like everybody said, kind of like a niche type of item. But I think out of all of them, because there's so many memes, although there's a lot of fans of the Kinect, I joined Xbox or Team Xbox when they took it out of the box. So I don't know. I went with the glove as my choice, just thinking future and VR and stuff like that. Make it wireless, make it less bulky, and have them as a pair. And
yo, brother, I gotta say, like when the Power Glove came out, I wanted it so badly. My mom would not buy it for me. I never had a chance to have my own. I mess around with my friends that lived right down the street, but yeah, like and the thing was clunky. But talking about VR and everything like that, I think you got a really good point there, bro.
Thank you. Yeah, because that's one of those accessories that may have been ahead of its time type of thing to some extent, but yeah, to recreate it now.
How long did they sell this thing?
I don't remember. You'd have to.
I'm only a year or two.
Because I feel like a fraud.
It wasn't very long.
I feel like a fraud. I feel like my gamer card got revoked, and like I did the math. Like this thing came out when I was 3 years old. Oh my god!
You should know.
I'm an old man, so it's.
I'm not trying to pick. I'm just saying, like, dude. Even as a small child, I don't even think I'd be interested in that. To me, it just. I guess I don't want to play my games.
You got to be there to understand, man. You got to be around.
You're probably right. Right. I actually, that's one thing I really kind of wish I could go back and experience was the whole 80s arcade thing. because by the time I was old enough to actually go to arcades, they were dying.
Yeah,
They were like becoming things of the past. People weren't interested in them anymore. And, you know, that was one thing I really wish I could have seen. So I could probably see why you're saying the Power Glove was ahead of its time for its time.
yeah,
Okay. So, I mean, before we wrap this first one up, you done, or was that?
yeah. That's it. Yeah,
Cool. Not a problem. Well, that was the first topic, everybody. You know, we wrapped that up. So we're gonna go ahead and move on to more stuff. We got to talk about a lot of stuff is going on. So next thing we're gonna be talking about is the Halo Infinite delay. So I know this is something that people been
What Halo Infinite's delayed?
No way. You haven't been on Twitter this week.
I know, right? Clearly, I know, but no, seriously. But it's huge news. Obviously, you know, we just got gameplay from this, and then for them to delay it, obviously, there's been a lot of mixed opinions. Some people have been using it as ammunition. Others are, you know, using it otherwise, just, you know, trying to take it all in, you know, all in stride, you know, because a lot of people were looking forward. So I just want everybody's opinion, as well as everybody's opinion in chat about the delay. Why was it delayed? Is it going to be beneficial? Does it hurt Xbox? Just where's everybody at? So we're going to start with you on this one, Xbox. I'm sure you've already beat this drum about at least 2 or 3 times this week. So I just want to hear your opinion, man, on the delay. You're a super gigantic Halo fan.
Yes,
So,
sir. Yes, sir.
Same as I. So how are you feeling about it, brother?
Well, first off, you know, it's upsetting. It's upsetting for any Halo fan. Like we're basically in terms of game development and you know the games industry, we are like right around the corner for the launch of the new system. So like it's a big disappointment. You look at what they showed in terms of the game when they revealed the gameplay, and you know there was a lot of people out there. Was mixed reactions. You know, Craig became a meme. I think Craig is absolutely awesome. But people were really going in on the look of the game. Now, I think people don't understand what 343 was trying to do here. Like, there's nothing about the look of this game that says anything about the power of the Series X or anything like that. They literally made this game, and they tried to bring back kind of like the Bungie Halo is what they were trying to do. Yeah. So what we were seeing here was 343 trying to make a Bungie game. And I was talking to Blam, you know, before we went live, and I let him know I actually have somebody kind of like, you know, close to 343, possibly works at 343. I'm not going to get into details about that because I don't want this person losing their job or whatnot. But that was their main focus, to go back. And that's why a lot of the things you saw, a lot of like the enemy armor was very simplified and stuff like that. That's what they were aiming for. Now, the reaction being what it was and how the internet kind of caught fire and everything, that's really what caused this delay. And me being a fan of Halo 4's campaign, Halo 5's multiplayer, and I like 343's art style as well when it comes to them making the Halo game. I'm looking at this and saying, like, they're definitely going back in and 343ing this. Now, it's going to be a year wait, though. It's not going to come out early 2021. It's going to be holiday 2021. And that gives them a lot of time to go in and kind of like put more detail into the textures and stuff. I'm disappointed. I think it's a major blow when it comes to the new console coming out, but they got it out. They still have, you know, some shows to do before the new system comes out. And you never know, the way society is, you know, a few weeks from now, people will be moving on to the next thing when it comes to video games or whatnot. But as for right now, it is definitely a blow to the Series X. Anybody who says anything different, I don't know what you guys are thinking with this. It was the first party game coming out with the new console.
Yeah.
You know,
it was a highlight. It was definitely the game that they pushed along with the launch of this console more than we've seen commercials and, you know, ramp ups for that game, you know, unlike we've seen for any other game thus far on the Xbox. So now I agree.
Blam, just real quick, when you look at first party offerings, now first off, now with the delay of Halo Infinite, Xbox is in really uncharted territory. They're coming out with a new box with no first party. But if you look at the PS5 and the Series X coming out, there were really only 3 first party titles coming out between 2 consoles.
And one is a game.
I want to point out that we still have months before either console comes out, and they're both going to announce more stuff.
From what I'm hearing, again, what I'm hearing means rumor. I don't have anything to say
conjecture.
And anything that they're showing from here on out, again, is the future. And pretty much the launch lineups we already know about. They just haven't really kind of like put them in a list and marketed them as such and everything like that. But from what I'm hearing, both Xbox and PlayStation, when they're going to show that whatever they have hidden just in case, it's all for the future of the systems. It's nothing for launch. That's what I'm hearing.
Got it. Okay. No, well, I mean, this is a tough nut to crack because I mean, Halo is big for me. Obviously, it impacts me personally because it was a game I wanted to get my hands on this holiday. I was dying to get my hands on it, dying to see it. Obviously, I'm not as upset about the graphics as some people are. I understand it didn't necessarily blow anybody's socks off graphically. I mean, it looked like Halo, felt like Halo. I was super excited for the open world to try that out. This first Halo we get that's going to be open world. That aspect was kind of cool because we had always talked about that. That was probably the biggest subject we talked about as far as Halo, this new one. So, but yeah, I understand. I get it because this is, like you said, this is something you can't really replace Halo with anything. Like you can't fill that gap. Now there's going to be plenty of games to play. We're all going to be playing video games. So the only thing I don't like is that anybody acting like they're not going to play video games because it happened, you're silly. Like there's still going to be plenty of games to play. Like stop being ridiculous. But I understand if you feel completely slighted by Xbox at this point because that was maybe one of the game on Xbox that you were looking forward to playing. So
Xbox had 2 shows where they were showing games that were going to be running on the Series X already. Now, people talked about them being CGI and this and that or whatever, but there is obviously games that are going to be able to be played, like games like The Medium. And I know,
I was going to get into that too.
People have been throwing that name around, but that game looks incredible, man.
Yeah. And the one thing, let's be, like you said, I'm glad you pointed this out. Neither one of these companies, we don't have very many first party between the both of these. Like we don't, it's like Sony's not, they didn't march a large first party lineup out there as well.
No, they marched a lot of timed exclusives out.
Well, that I mean, and we're not throwing stones. I'm just saying.
No, that's the reality.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
So. No, I get it. So, let's go ahead and throw this over to you then, Stag. Just since we already kind of parlaying in that area, so where you at on this, man? I know. Yeah, where you at, man?
Huge Halo guy, obviously.
Yeah,
you know that I am. I love Halo. I've yet to be disappointed with a game. I'm not a huge fan of ODST. I've made that well known and understood, but I love the Halo series. I wasn't disappointed in what I saw. I really actually was kind of glad they went back to the first 2 games stylistically. I mean, those are the Halos that I love the most. I know a lot of people are huge fans of Reach. I think it's an okay Halo title. It's not my favorite. Halo 2 is, but man, am I disappointed it's not coming out? Of course I'm disappointed. I'm a huge Halo guy. I have a huge collection. It's been a big part of my gaming life. But I would still really want them to get the game right. I hope they don't go back and just totally change the entire stylistic view of the game because like I said, I like the way, how they made it look more like the original 2 games. I guess everybody, wants to be upset that, it's next gen. It should look this certain way. Man, I'm not one of those people that feels like games have to look a certain way to be a good game. And you know that. So
we talk about that all the time.
Well, I'm well established with the fact that I think like there's a lot of indie titles that don't get enough props because they just have that indie definition in front of them, or word, not definition, but that indie moniker, and so people just automatically think they're trash. So not that Halo's an indie, obviously, but I'm just saying it doesn't define a good game. Just like high fidelity, story driven games don't make it a good game all the time. So I'm looking forward to it when it comes out. It's disappointing it's not launching with the system. It's definitely a blow to the Series X. I would be lying to say if it wasn't, and I've never said it was. It was not a blow. You know what I mean? So I wish it was coming out. They've had plenty of time to work on it. Obviously, they can use the COVID-19 as a convenient excuse. I mean,
well, they
it is
actually
a legitimate excuse, but
Stag. They actually, in their statement, they said that was one of many reasons.
yeah,
and
exactly.
again,
yeah.
The person that I talked to about this said that releases when it comes to the Master Chief Collection, and not every single one of those released on time and fully functional on the PC, that kind of crept into the development, as well as them working at home. It was like
it's
a
gotta be
whole
difficult.
culmination of things, man.
Working from home and not having that collaborative effect of being in the same rooms together and having that instant collaboration has got to be difficult. And I'm really glad we all saw that thing where Phil was saying we thought about releasing it episodic style, and I saw that and I was like, oh my god, no.
Yeah.
Like, no, please don't. I honestly think that would get more backlash than releasing delaying the game. So
Can I let you in on a little something now? It's funny that you said episodic, because that would have been episodic within episodic, because the way that they're doing Halo Infinite now, like if you notice, they showed one general from the Banished, right? They showed one guy that was going to be kind of like the main antagonist. I don't think you were really going to go after Atriox at that point. And they're stating, instead of coming out with like another Halo Infinite, like Halo Infinite 2, like
add kind of DLC kind of a thing.
Well, yeah, they would add that next story to it, and they were calling this like a 10-year game, kind of like what Bungie did with Destiny 1. So it would have been episodic within episodic. It would have been a little weird.
I mean, I think just doing the first part of what you said, but doing like episodic within episodic wouldn't have been a good idea. But
no, not at all.
Like adding to the story as the game progresses, like like the game you meant, Destiny, and like even like Sea of Thieves, it's been like we added content over the life cycle of the game. Isn't a horrible idea in my opinion. So
yeah, it's just Halo's so polarizing. Because
honestly, I have my backlog, all of our backlogs. Seriously, thank them. But
yeah.
I mean, like, I still don't have a reason day one to buy a PS5 because I'm not a Spider-Man fan. There is some games that I'm interested in for sure that are timed exclusives. But right now, I mean, I'm probably still going to buy a Series X day one just because I am an Xbox guy. I mean, I have everything. I just got a PS4 Pro, so now we have two PS4s in the house. My wife was like, "Hey, I want to play Beat Saber," and I'm like, "Well, I'm not setting the VR upstairs, so I'll go buy a PS4 Pro." And she didn't bat an eye, so I immediately went and purchased a PS4 Pro. And I'm going to have the PS5 and I'm going to have the Xbox Series 1X or whatever. Fucking, I can't talk tonight. But I don't know if I'm day one right now, honestly. Like, I want it. I'm probably going to be day one, but like not having Halo really throws a monkey wrench into my plans.
Stag, and I hear a lot of people saying that in terms of day one. And of course, Stag and everybody on the panel, we all hang out with hardcore gamers. We're in the hardcore gaming community. I just want to go on record saying that when it comes to next gen consoles, I was already committed to next gen consoles when they said virtually eliminating load times.
The load time thing is huge. Yeah, it's totally. I fucking hate load times.
Oh,
God, and if they could like make it so multiplayer matches go, even like finding a multiplayer match is faster, I'd love that too. That's driving me nuts lately, especially on Paladins. I'll sit there for like 3 minutes sometimes. I'm like, come on.
Yeah.
I want to shoot people.
All right. Well, I mean, let's go ahead and throw this over to you. Since you're around, did you want to make sure we get everybody here? So just what's your opinion on the delay? Where you at, man? Did it, how did you think this affects Xbox, the Series X launch?
Well, I was one of those that wanted to give definitely 343 the benefit of the doubt. If they said it was an older build, it was an older build. We've seen some really good looking games come out of 343 when it comes to like Halo 5. Like, I'm sorry, I enjoyed the graphics on Halo 5.
So did I. I enjoyed the game immensely.
I don't think they aged well. Halo 4 looks absolutely incredible, man.
Yeah.
No, I could say that, yeah, because I went back and kind of replayed some of the beginnings, and I definitely enjoyed the look of Halo 4. That's for sure. That's when, like, pretty much 343 was handed the keys and was like, let's see what you can do, and they made a very gritty version of what Master Chief looked like, and I liked it. But this is where I'm glad that if they felt that the product was not going to meet what the fans' expectations were, at least the level-headed expectations, I'm glad they're delaying the game, because I do like the saying how it goes that a game released bad is bad forever, but a game delayed has the potential to be really good. So I'm definitely looking forward to what they're creating, because obviously they want to make sure they get it right, and they're willing to take the risk of affecting the launch of the Series X. You know, you're right. You'd have to be a fool to not admit that this is going to definitely deter some people from buying the Series X. But because I'm a level-headed, educated individual, I also read into things, and I'm also not going to deny the fact that as a consumer, I do want to get a PS5. I probably am going to get one day one along with my Series X. But the thing is, I'm also not going to deny the fact that PlayStation was already working on Miles Morales, whatever it is, this Spider-Man game. They were already working on it.
Yeah,
And
it was called Spider-Man
it
PS4, man.
Yeah,
It's basically what's being done here.
Yeah, so I'm not going to be a sheep or a blind consumer. I'm sorry for those if you want to get offended by it, but just read the articles. This game has all the hints of something. It was never meant to be what it is. Sorry. It's being glorified right now because
You're gonna get Chris going in the chat, man.
It's being glorified.
Crazy.
It's being glorified. It really is. And it's because PlayStation was already cooking it up and they knew they could do this. And bravo to them. You know, this is one of the things. PlayStation has a good system of, you know, create games, put them out, create games, put them out. But for a while there, Microsoft had some missteps where they were not making games. And that's something that takes years to get over. And they're still going to pay for it for a little while because, you know, like we all saw, a lot of these games that were shown to us are in the future. But I've always said that as long as Cyberpunk 2077 comes out this November, this is Microsoft's plan B. This is the game we're going to fall back on because we all know it's going to basically look best and play best on the Series X, just because if you look at it from a hardware point of view by the numbers, it's going to look best and play best on the Series X. Sorry.
No,
so I've always known that Microsoft is probably more than likely going to lean very heavily on Cyberpunk 2077, especially if Halo fell through. But that also doesn't mean that somewhere, somehow, Microsoft could potentially pull a rabbit out of its hat and have something like we're all talking about the Medium. Well, there's also a bunch of rumors that are talking about how Microsoft might potentially buy the studio that is creating the Medium. If that happens, then all of a sudden you have a first-party studio game, once again, that there's a lot of interest for. And I really do think the Medium was a good representation of what the Series X is capable of and what the next generation is capable of when it comes to loading screens and being able to fluidly move through worlds, just like in Ratchet and Clank that's coming out, how he was going through the dimensions. They were doing that in the Medium, and I think that's actually really cool.
Yeah, they're running both the real world and the spiritual world, like running two separate games at the same time and just letting you switch in between them. That is incredible.
And it goes way deeper because I did a video on this. Shameless plug. They actually
check it out.
They actually got a hold of, I believe, one of the composers from Silent Hill. And basically, there's two big composers, and one composer is doing the soundtrack for the real world, and the other one is doing the soundtrack for Other World. So these games are totally different, even on a soundtrack level.
Wow.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yo, Centurion, just real quick, just one thing, and dude, I love what you had to say, and this is not an attack on you, but yo, chat panel, one thing that I've been hearing a lot is that whole quote about if you release a bad game, then it's bad forever. That quote came out years ago, before x86 and before these games had the ability to get patched online. So
no, you're absolutely right, because actually Sea of Thieves would be a game that would contradict that theory.
Yeah. So like, I hear what you're saying. I think there's a lot of people out there running around with that quote. That quote does not mean what it used to mean anymore. Like,
no, you know what? You're right. I never even thought about it like that. Because if that's the case, then that means Sea of Thieves is still the trash that it was when it came out, according to everyone else. But I never thought the game was trash in the first place.
I would say I liked it when it first came out, man. Listen to you.
I bought Sea of Thieves day one physically, and then I went and bought it digitally just so me and my wife could game share. And then I have the physical copy laying around for friends that want to play Sea of Thieves with me, that they're like, what is this game, Sea of Thieves? And it's just like, here, I'll loan this to you. You can join us, and I'll show you Sea of Thieves.
Nice. Awesome. Great game, by the way. Great fucking game. But let's go ahead and throw this over to you for us. Keep this thing going. Shout out to everybody in here watching right now. Chris, you in the chat. You in there with the battle armor on. You fighting.
Yeah, he's starting with paragraphs now. Like, here we go.
It's long. This thing is getting long, man. I'm trying to say. You start. Man, we gonna need. Jeez. Anyway, all right. Let's.
Is there anything left of the hill?
Yes. Look, there's. Shout out to Chris, man. Appreciate you hanging out with us. It's always fun, man. Shout out to everybody in here. I'm seeing some new people in here too. Appreciate the love and support. Support the channel. Subscribe. Hit the like button. Let everybody know we live. Share that link. Appreciate the love and support. So yeah, Fuzz, man, where you at on this? I know, we haven't gotten a chance to talk since then. So I'm actually really curious to see what the hell you have to say.
Well, for me, I have a different approach, because Halo doesn't mean as much to me as it does to a lot of Xbox fans in general. Like, I came to Xbox primarily on Forza. So yes. I was always a PlayStation guy early on, and I would see all my coworkers that were Xbox guys, like, going gaga over like midnight releases and things. I'm like, what is this game? And that's shame on me for not, at least picking up a 360 or something to find out what it was about. But I was looking forward to the game, but it being delayed and having the pop in and things like that, it's like, okay, I'm fine with a delay. Now, if it winds up being another delay, like let's say they say it's going to release in September 2021. Okay. And then we get to September and they're saying it's delayed again, then I'm going to probably have a little bit different look at it. But I would rather them delay it, much like with Cyberpunk. I wasn't happy that it was delayed, but you know what? It's for the better. So I'm fine with that. I still already have games to play on my Xbox Series X when I get it. Much like when the Xbox One X came out, there was no real launch title at that time. I mean, I had Forza Motorsport 7, but I had already completed more than half of the championship before the other box came out. So, but the upgrade in graphics from that was well worth the wait as far as what I had left over in the championship. But for me, it's better that they delay it than release it and have people pick it apart. We don't want to see a repeat of 2013 where there's just Xbox can do no right no matter what they do type of deal. Yeah, so by them delaying it, I think it saves the nitpickers from just tearing that game apart on like a graphical level or gameplay level or whatever bugs or fixes that they didn't release, or it's half complete or incomplete with the ray tracing will be patched in and multiplayer will come later or whatever the case is. We saw what it did with Crackdown. Now, no, it's nowhere near the level of Crackdown, although I'm a big fan of Crackdown, also being a fan of Saints Row. But when you look at what happened with Crackdown, it was like everybody had such high expectations on the multiplayer aspect of it, and then it wasn't. I don't think it was released at the same time, and then it was kind of like a totally separate thing, and you couldn't match make with your party, and it there was some workarounds, but it just had so many little issues that they just were like, all right, let's just go ahead and push it out there type of thing. So I'm glad that they're not doing that with Halo, because you don't want to take your tentpole and just set it out in the what do you call them, firewood and stuff. But other than that, I'm still getting the Xbox Series X. I'm still getting my PlayStation 5. For me, my PlayStation 5 is going to be my fill-in, since I didn't buy a PS4 Pro. So I'll be able to play all the last-gen games at a higher res. Not really looking forward to Spider-Man Miles Morales, because I didn't even finish the initial the original Spider-Man on PS4. So it's like, that's, I think, their only first-party launch title. I'm more.
You got Astrobot's Playground as well. Okay.
That's as bad as the thing that they had with the when the PS4
That's where you can spin the pinwheel, though. You could blow on the controller. Spin. No.
Nah. But yeah, with Godfall, I think if they didn't have like the lion helmet things, I would probably lean more towards that and want to pick it up. But I don't know. It's not grabbing my attention. I'm more set to wait for Gran Turismo 7, hoping that it's not just like, oh, we added more cars to Gran Turismo Sport, but we'll see when that comes out. I'll hold judgment until it's released, but hopefully it comes out soon. But it sucks that it's not available as a launch game, so their fallback is going to be medium and third-party stuff. So we got Valhalla that's going to be Xbox One X series enhanced, and we'll see what that entails, hopefully with an actual breakdown, and then maybe compare it to what the Xbox Series S will do comparably. But I'm still getting the console. Sucks that it doesn't have the first-party launch title that they were, pumping up for the launch, but I've bought consoles without really worrying about launch titles before. I mean, I bought my PS4 mainly for Battlefield 4 and Watch Dogs wasn't, I mean, those were third party. There wasn't anything first party.
Oh, you were lied to with Watch Dogs.
Oh, yeah.
Well, man, you were lied to, brother.
It came like a year later, and it didn't look anything like, well, it looked like the game with all the effects turned off. So, but yeah, I that's all I have on it. It's better delayed. Yeah, they could have patched it. I think it would have been roasted if they patched it all along the way, with ray tracing coming back later or coming out later and stuff like that. It's better to push it back.
Yeah. I mean, go ahead.
My bad. Real quick, just one thing I wanted to say. It is so funny because you're out there in social media with me, bro. Like you see all the comments and everything like that. Like before the unveiling, when people were, really getting excited about Halo, so many people like, well, Halo is dead, stagnant franchise, this and that, it's over when it comes to Halo. And all of a sudden the reveal comes out, and that's all the news was talking about. Like it is really ironic that so many people said Halo is dead, but when it comes to like the unveiling and then everything that happened afterwards, and now with the delay, it's what the gaming news is about right now. It's absolutely insane.
Can I hit up on one thing real quick? Yeah. I'm not interrupting Fuzzy or anybody, am I?
No, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
This morning I noticed a tweet that was floating around in my chats, and I think it's kind of funny how we're all talking about how textures, minor details, minor things look in the demo of a game. Meanwhile, something that's flying completely under the radar is what is actually happening in this Avengers beta, is a bug that we have not seen since Assassin's Creed Unity. You know the bug I'm talking about, right?
The no face bug?
Yes. I have a screenshot of it. And I think it's actually on Black Widow. I'm not sure, but it looks scary as hell.
Yo, it does.
How this is flying under the radar. Everybody's all like, dude, like Spider-Man is exclusive to play. If I was PlayStation right now, I'd be like, what did you guys do? You guys have one of the worst bugs that's been known to gaming this generation.
It's got a lot of other issues. It's got some
performance
issues and things. So it's like, I don't know. That's another mess.
I just think it's really horrible that like everybody's been beating this drum on textures and minor stuff that you could literally have a group of developers go in and correct very easily. But meanwhile, over here in the Avengers beta, a beta means like, hey, this is almost close to the finished product. And like, I mean, the images of seeing some lips and eyes and like hair, I mean, it looks you know what I'm talking about.
It looks like the aliens from They Live, but even creepier than that. Yeah, because it's like...
Here, I'll put it in the chats right now so you guys can see it if you haven't seen it. Oh my god.
Well, we're gonna make sure you take a look at that chat, but we're gonna go ahead and move on to the next topic and keep this thing moving. Shout out to everybody watching us right now live. Once again, retweet that link, let everybody know on Twitter or whatever other social media site that you have available that the Shop Podcast is live right now. So let's go ahead and move on while you go ahead and put that in chat. Once again, keep an eye on that. So this is just a piggyback question off of Halo. So now that we know that that's not happening, right at the beginning, when these new consoles are coming out, launching with the consoles or with Xbox specifically, what are you guys looking forward to? So I just want to know, I'm just trying to flip the narrative. What are we looking forward to? What are you excited about? We'll start with you, Xbox. There's a lot of shit coming out. I mean, on both sides. The thing that people aren't talking about, and this is with Sony and Xbox, is the actual variety of games each company showed, and that's something that gets me excited because they have something for everybody. And I applaud Sony for doing that. Xbox had a ton of games as well, from indie all the way up through the spectrum. So let's start with you, Xbox. What are you looking forward to? I know Halo's a bummer, but damn it, we don't play just one game. So
that is true, and that is why when it comes to this question, my number one thing right now is a multi-plat.
Okay, that's fair.
That would be Destiny 2 and the new expansion because I have grown into a huge Destiny 2 player. Everything from the story, the lore, kind of like the backdrop, the universe, to Crucible, to the ultra sweaty competitive PvP. I'm all over that game. And with for people who do follow Destiny, there was always this talk about the main villain, the darkness. And they Halo 1, they referenced it, they talked about it. Halo 2, they did the same thing. And now that darkness is here. And you actually get to use it as a Guardian when the new expansion comes out. It's called Stasis. It's a new it's a new super. It's got its own kind of like subcategories and stuff like that. That is my absolute number one thing. And when it all boils down, I feel Xbox listened to me in terms of showing the future in their shows. So, if Scorn isn't a day one, Scorn looks really interesting to me. Actually looks eerily beautiful.
It's that Geiger,
in my opinion.
That HR Geiger style.
Yeah, it's that style. And we talked about the medium as well, but I got to go multiplat on it. Destiny 2, and the cool thing about it is Xbox gamers, if you have Game Pass, you'll be able to get the new expansion, any of the expansions that happened before time. All of that is going into Game Pass in September, and then the new expansion, drops in November. That's going to be in Game Pass as well. So it's going to have a huge community, to game with at that point in time, man. It looks awesome, yeah.
Yeah, and and this is what I'm talking about. I mean, that's a multi-plat. A lot of times that's what we end up playing a majority of the year. So let's keep this damn thing moving. And that was a great damn choice, Xbox. Let's throw this over to you, Stag. What are you looking forward to, man? I know Halo's a bummer, but you play a lot of shit, brother.
Hey, what?
Oh, yeah.
You talking to me? Sorry, I had my headset off for a second. My wife just walked in the room to have me sign some paperwork, so I had my headset off real quick.
Did you just sign a prenup?
Like 17 years too late.
Now owns your soul.
Yeah, it has for a long time. What? Sorry, go let now.
So what are you looking forward to at launch? Like we just got off talking about Halo. We know that's kind of a bummer, sore spot at launch, but what else? What other games are you looking forward to playing? You play a lot of different shit, so
I mean, honestly, I'm gonna play everything pretty much because that's what I do. There's only a couple even games that I didn't use, the styles that I didn't used to like turn-based tactical or strategy games. I'm starting to get into. So, I don't really. I'm not like medium looks great, but it's just not really my thing. Like I
I
get
know you don't
scared.
do that.
I do. I have done some, but I prefer my heart to stay inside my body. So I kind of avoid that stuff. There was some really good looking like I said, the timed exclusives on the PS5 that were looking really, really awesome. I can't remember any names right now. I probably should have looked because that would have been the prepared thing to do. But no, honestly, like, man, harping back to the load times thing, I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to bigger games in general. Like, I like the expansive worlds of, even what we have this gen, just how like, there's more to do, more things to see. I mean, like Cyberpunk. I know that's not necessarily next gen, but just how big of a game that's going to be. I'm looking forward to seeing what developers can do with their new toys they get to play with, basically. What they're going to give us. I mean, I need more information, to be honest with you, of what's out there, but I look forward to playing pretty much everything. I don't know if I've said it on this show before, but my really hope I can stick to this, because my goal next gen is to not just buy everything like I do now. Like I just posted a picture on Twitter of the games I bought today at GameStop. So bought 4 360 games. Actually, one of them showed up from eBay. The other 3 I bought today, and I bought 2 Xbox One games because they had their Pro Day sale, and anything under $10, it was like buy 2 get 2 free, and I'm like, I'm a dumbass. Why not? But yeah, like, dude, throw me games. Show me some cool worlds and some cool graphics. Show me some good indies. Show me some new mechanics, some interesting things I've never seen before, like new art styles. Not necessarily new art styles, but just good art. Like that Metamorphosis game. Like the art style was really cool, and the idea behind the game was just something I'm like, wait. I'm a human that turned into an insect, and now I gotta like figure out what's going on in the human world. All right, that's cool and different. So I want to see more. I want to see more risks taken by developers. I'm tired of the same old Battlefield, Call of Duty. I mean, I love Halo, but even Halo, Gears of War, the same old storyline games on PlayStation 5, where they follow a very rigid type of procedural game. I would just like to see devs take more risks. I know it's not the profitable thing to do. I would just like to see it. So, man, is that something I'm looking forward to the next gen? Yeah, I hope they do it. I mean, it's not a specific game, and I'm probably not answering the question correctly, but this is the answer I wanted to give, so I'm doing it.
Oh, you're good. You're good.
But yeah, like, dude, I look forward to whatever they have to offer us. I'm not like, me. Anybody here knows that I'm not generally let down by what I see, because I don't generally get my expectations up too high, and I also rationalize the fact that I have a ton of PS4 games, a ton of Xbox One, 360, older consoles and stuff to keep me busy if there isn't something on the new console that I want to play.
Yeah, and I think there is. I think, like I said,
I know we're not all like that. I mean, and I'm like the hardcore of the hardcore because I play on everything, PC, Xbox, PlayStation, Switch. I got a fucking Evercade, for Christ's sakes. I don't even know why I bought that damn thing. I got it. Like, I saw it on Twitter one day, and I was like, I need to buy that. And it's been sitting in the box since I bought it. I know I got a TurboGrafx 16 Mini, a Sega Genesis Mini, and they're still in the boxes. So,
TurboGrafx.
Yeah.
Oh, Splatterhouse Bonk's Adventure.
I just like the options and the ability to play lots of different kinds of games and the creativity that they're going to throw at us.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the things that I keep highlighting about both shows. I think that both companies showed a breadth and a large variety of different games, small all the way up to some AAA stuff, whether it be first party or third party. Not a ton of first party from either company. So there's that as well. Show Fuss.
I'm looking forward to
Forza.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Forza Motorsport. I want to see if I can if they're going to upgrade Horizon 4 to like 4K and 60 frames on the Series X. That I definitely want to see that, and loading times on that, because like right now playing on my kid's PC with a solid state, it's so much faster going through like the 600 cars I have. But yeah, if the console can load as fast as that or faster, I'll be even happier. Looking forward on PlayStation end of things for Gran Turismo 7, but I think that's going to be a little ways away, just like Motorsport will be. There's
Yo, Fuzzy, we need to talk about that, because you know the developer at Turn 10 said he already had a playable version months ago at his house. Like, why is that not a launch title, dude?
Yeah, I know that they want to do a lot of things as far as like dynamic weather, time of day, and stuff like that. Like stuff that we haven't had the ability to change before the race. Like we had some like baked in things that we could change, like the weather, we could change the time of day before the race starts, but not have it like progress throughout the race, other than like maybe a small increment type of thing. So I'm hoping they're going all out as far as that. But
Fuzz, you want to hear my theory on this?
Yeah, what
you're not gonna like it. You're not gonna like it, dude. I think it's already ready to go, but they don't want to put it on Xbox One, so they're waiting that window to put it out, and like they kind of back themselves into a corner by like not really. Dude, what they showed with that game, though, that was clips of the game.
Yeah,
when they showed that, and the dev said there's a playable thing. I think they're just waiting till they can just release it on the Series X, and that's it, man.
I wouldn't blame them if they do that. It's much like what Dying Light did in the beginning of this generation, where they kind of ditched the 360 and the PS3.
Good point.
So if they make it so it's just for that console, I'm fine with that. I know that's going to leave a lot of Xbox One guys out, but it's one of those titles that they can look forward to when they do get their X Series X or X Series S even. And they still have Forza Horizon 4 to play and Motorsport 7 to play, but that game I think is I'm hoping they go that extra mile with a lot of the community suggestions and things like that. So I'm really looking forward to that. But the rest is multiplats as far as like you got Cyberpunk, which I know that's a current gen, and they're going to eventually do an update or a patch. Looking forward to that. Definitely looking forward to Valhalla. Love the dismemberment that was in Ghost of Tsushima. So seeing dismemberment in an Assassin's Creed game is going to be, just mind blowing. Also curious to see how AI or the number of AI and particles and things like that transfer over when it comes to games like Watch Dogs. Like, I know it's going to be on current gen and next gen, and it's going to be enhanced for the X Series X. I'm hoping that means more AI or more cars or more particles or maybe more drones or whatever the case is throughout the city when you're going around. But yeah, there's just so much stuff. Like for my PS5, like I said, it's going to be my back compat machine until Horizon comes out, and they better have flying, because they said flying was supposed to be in the previous one and they cut it because the PS4 couldn't handle it. They better have flying in that Western the Horizon West, whatever, I forget.
It looks like there's a lot of underwater.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that, but I think that's still once again going to be like 6 months to a year out type of deal. But there's just so much stuff in the pipeline, and then a lot of smaller games like Medium. Definitely want to play that. Returnal, I think, was another one, which was like the Resogun people, but now it's like a third-person shooter type of thing. So pretty curious to see how they handle that. And man, there's just so much stuff out there that's coming on through the pipeline that I just can't wait.
Yeah. So needless to say, and this is just to put a button on everything we've been talking about, there's a lot of stuff that we're going to be able to play, whether or not you upgrade right away or you wait a year, 6 months. There's going to be a lot of stuff to play along the way. Obviously, there's some improvements that can be made, between Xbox as well as Sony. But ultimately, I think we're all going to get something, that we enjoy along the way. So let's go ahead and actually take a couple questions, because I did mention that We're gonna take a couple questions. So go ahead
Was
and
I
throw them.
skipped?
What happened?
We
None.
always skip you.
I know.
Oh, go ahead, brother. Sorry.
We
No,
don't
you're all-
want to know. We don't want to.
Stagger, it's all good. It was
We already
Stagger
know what he
trolling
has
it.
to say. It doesn't matter. He's a fraud.
You're right. You know what? You're right. It's
Go
dead
ahead.
silence. Here, dead silence. We'll give everybody. No.
Lord,
Stagger already stole it anyways, because I'm actually more looking forward to playing some of my older titles just to see some of it was fun with the Xbox One X taking some of the older games that had been had the One X enhancement, and you played them and you could actually see noticeable differences. So I'm looking forward to next gen on how it's going to make some of the games we love to play even better.
Awesome.
Saying.
No, that's cool. So to wrap,
I'm gonna put those games in my 360 and hope they play.
Wow.
all right. So let's get to the questions. So once again, throw the questions in the chat. I think I already saw one. Yeah, Shonsu. Shout out to Shonsu. Always here modding. Appreciate your support here, brother. So he said, any chance they stealth drop Forza Horizon 5 this fall? Fuzz or Xbot, you guys being the resident car game players here. Anybody want to take that?
I'm a visitor today, so Fuzz, if you want to take that, man, go ahead, and then I'll just work off what you say.
I don't think it's quite ready. I know that they've probably been working on something. Usually they'll have like the next game already in the works when the other one drops, and it's now going on like a year and a half, I think, from Horizon 4. I think they're going to give it a little bit more breathing room. I think they're going to wait for Motorsport to drop. I think they're going to continue adding to 4 until people are tired of 4. But I definitely see Horizon 5 being like not this fall, but maybe next fall type of deal. And maybe we'll see Motorsport in between then. So there might not be as much space in between them, but they're different enough games that I think enough people will be happy with it. But I really want to see them add more than just one location. Like if they do Japan, which would be awesome.
Yes.
I would also like to see like maybe you can go back to England or go back to the US or go back to Australia just to kind of with the new systems, they should be able to handle those additional maps and things. So we'll see what they do, but I think it's at least a year away, at least.
Okay. Nice, brother. And as far as what I think, it's really interesting to me because we already talked about Halo Infinite and their quote unquote 10-year plan where they were going to add content. You look at Forza Motorsport, they dropped a number in Forza Motorsport, which would suggest a game as a service type model. I think, with Game Pass, they want to keep people in there connected, paying their subscriptions and, playing games. I think that game as a service model works for Forza Horizon as well, because it's not a broader audience. And if they kind of what Fuzzy said, they start in Japan, but over time, after they've done a lot in Japan or whatever, they go off to another country or something like that, and they keep it going that way, keeping people invested in Game Pass. Now, I'm not saying that Xbox is going to do every single first party as a gas or a games as a service, because Hellblade 2, I can almost guarantee that's not going to be that. I don't think that Fable is going to be that way as well, but there are certain that fit that model. I don't think that they're ready to drop it this fall though. You got different groups within Playground working on different things. You got them working on Fable. There's another Untitled game that they're working on, and of course they're working on Horizon as well. But I don't think the chances of this fall, I would go like a -1% chance, man, to be really honest with you.
Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and I think we'll take one more question. I know, Indy, you had an awesome question. I think we can all have fun answer. Oh, there it is. He said, "What's each of the panel's most anticipated indie game?" And this is always fun because indies
Halo
don't
Infinite.
show. God. Jesus. All right, so we're gonna start with you, guest.
Oh shoot.
Yeah. So indie game. What's and most anticipated?
Dude, my most anticipated indie game already came out, man. So like when it comes to the next generation, there hasn't really been one that caught my eye, and I'm like, I'm all in on that. I am a huge Carrion fan. I absolutely love.
I haven't played that. It looks
dude, it's
so
so good. It is so good. Yo, being the monster, like escaping from like the lab that you are basically captured in, and watching your monster grow, eating every person that you see, and it takes 2 times to eat the person. You have to eat one half and then the next half. Like I make sure there's no bodies left. There's just carnage on the walls and everything. But that was my most anticipated indie game, and those developers that made that game did not disappoint me, man. It is a great game. Maybe they give it more polish or something like that, going into next gen, but I'm satisfied with Carrion in the indie space right now, man.
Okay, yeah, that game. I've watched a little gameplay. It looks so damn fun. I haven't got around to playing it yet, so I think that gave me the enough intent to actually go ahead and actually play that. So I'm gonna go next because damn you, Shonsu, you already spilled the beans.
I know, right?
Yeah, so this game is, if anybody knows, you've been watching the show, you know me. I am Zelda Ocarina of Time was my favorite game of all time, any system, doesn't matter. So I'm so looking forward to Tunic. Now, Tunic is a very, very, very special game. I think it's being actually made by one person, one individual.
Wow.
And
it's so damn long.
Yeah, that's why I said it's so long. We've been getting little tidbits. Actually, they've been pretty active lately. I've gotten I think they've posted maybe 3 or 4 times this year, which is a lot for them. They don't usually, which is crazy. I know it sounds crazy, but that's a lot for them. And it looks amazing. The art style, it looks charming. It has that Zelda feel. You see people in the chat right now. There's 4 or 5 people in there talking about it. It just looks so fun. It looks so fun, and I want that game to come out ASAP. So that would be mine. Thanks, Shonsu, for spilling the beans. But we'll go with you next, Stag. I know this is something you probably got something right off the top of your head.
There's a ton of really good answers because there's a ton of indies coming up that we all know about. But one that I've been looking forward to since E3 2019 is 12 Minutes, and I probably just stole Fuzzies. But
yeah,
man, it's when they showed that at the show at 2019, I was just like, I want this. Stop fucking with my emotions, and it's still not out. So I'm really looking forward to that. So yeah, the premise looks great. The art style looks great. Can I play it already?
Yeah, it's amazingly chilling. Being in that one room,
the choices and the implications, going back in time, all that wonderful stuff. Yeah, it's great.
Crazy. It looks insane. And shout out, what's the other game that the developer was actually asking if they needed help? That was it the last night?
Yeah.
What was that? Was that what it was called?
Yeah.
You know talking about? The one that looked like it was 8-bit, but it was
8-bit cyberpunk.
Yeah, it was so
the backdrop looked insane.
Yeah, I have that on.
Let us know what that is. I think it was called The Last Night. Not The Last Call. The
Last night.
The Last Night, I believe it was called. Look it up. I think there's still a trailer for it on YouTube. If you can look it up. Somebody throw that trailer in the chat if you can find the link, man. It's awesome. But anyway, I don't want to steal nobody else's time. Centurion, Indy.
Man, that's gonna make me feel like a fraud twice. I worked so much, man, that actually, to be truthful, that's what I love about kind of hanging out with you guys is you have definitely helped me diversify my gaming. I have actually started looking into getting into indie games because I feel like I feel like at this point, I feel like I have had my fill of AAAs and AAs, and I'm actually at that point now where I'm ready to start kind of like poking around at indie games. One that actually Stagger just mentioned, I
It's
actually
okay.
remember. Huh?
Next week. Battletoads comes out next week. You'll be fine, dude. Trust me.
But is Battletoads really an indie?
But it's not a AAA, so like
Right.
you'll get a little.
There's like one game that I want to play for sure, but it's that one Fall Guys.
That's a lot of fun.
I want to play
Yeah.
Fall Guys now. I'm anticipating when that goes to the Xbox ecosystem, if it ever does. It seems like a great game to be on everything, honestly. But
Yeah.
but
Yeah. Indy
Yeah,
was playing
so-
that earlier.
that's why my most anticipated. I don't really know if I'm like right there, like being able to be like, oh my god, I need to be there day one on this game in particular. But definitely, I have started dipping my toe in the pool of wanting to look and getting into indie games. And every time you guys talk about them and start making suggestions, I definitely listen. Especially the one that.
And then you go online and he's on like Elder Scrolls.
Yes.
Dude, that game's like crack. Okay, I'm sorry. Don't, dude. They are actually porting that game. You know that, right?
What, the Evercade?
What? The Evercade? I swear to God. No, they're porting Elder Scrolls Online to the new consoles, PS5 and the Series X. Now, I don't know exactly how glorious they're going to look, but I guess they are porting them. So I guess there's that much of a demand to where they're going to port it.
Nice.
Yo, shout out to the chat. The Ascent is definitely I remember.
I just bigged that up. I just made sure I mentioned that shit too. That game was great.
It's like everybody's stealing all the ones I was going to say.
Shit, it's on you. It's your turn now. I mean, it is on you.
He's Googling. Calm down.
I'm gonna say
No,
the
no.
C word. I'm gonna say the C word before he chimes in.
No, well, originally I was going to say the last night.
Wait. I know what you're looking forward to.
Well,
At
what?
Anthem 2.0.
Oh,
Hey!
I was thinking about that earlier. They definitely need to do that and get that going, but no.
Don't worry, they have like 3 people working on it right now. You're okay.
Well, then it's truly an indie.
yeah. No, but I was going to say the last night because I 8-bit Cyberpunk, perfect. Ascent is kind of along those lines too. 12 minutes. That definitely want to play that. Tunic's another one. But all the other ones that I can think of aren't really indie. They're just not really AAA, like Biomutant, but that's more of like a AA from Bandai Namco. They've kind of pushed that back a bit. But
What's the one where they showed the girl sucking up the goop?
Excuse me?
What?
oh,
What?
What the hell did he just say?
no, it's called Goop.
It's called Goop. Okay, so
The
that's
gunk. No, it's called the
Oh,
gunk.
I'm sorry. That's right.
Sorry.
I'm excited. Is that
Yeah,
an
the gunk.
indie? Because that's one of the games I'm really excited about.
Indie.
Yeah,
I don't know.
indie gamer can tell us.
Yeah, indie. Let us
Yeah,
know. if
indie. Is that an indie?
You said it last night. It's more 16 vehicles, all kinds of bitches. Yeah. It looks great though, brother. Like, yeah, it looks awesome. But let us know about
He told you.
Wow.
Yeah, Gunk
I-
is indie. Yeah.
Well, then you can just slot that in for
so Gunk.
look like an indie, and that game looked incredible.
Yes.
It's like
Yeah, it looks pretty good.
Journey of the Savage Planet, but even cooler.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's already out. It's already on.
Dude,
I'm just
that
saying
was
the
a
Gunk
Savage Planet
is
one?
like,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm just saying it's like that in a way.
Oh, got it.
It's like Journey to the Savage Planet meets Mario Sunshine.
Oh, I actually like that analogy. I like that. That's cool. All right, so that was actually a great topic to wrap everything up on, man. This was an amazing show, man. The Xbox, we gotta do this more often, brother. And I'm glad actually, like we have staggered now, so that this can actually happen more often, vice versa as well.
Yes.
So, chat, you guys are fucking amazing. Every single week, you guys here, show up, show out. We had a great show next week, same time, same place. We'll have another guest on the show, man. We're working on it as we speak. As we're talking right now, I'm going to work and see who's going to be on the show next week. So, or you guys can always let us know on Twitter. All of that information is below. Once again, follow our guests here, man. Big fan of his, longtime friend, on Twitter as well. This man's helped me prior to all this YouTube stuff. So let everybody know what's going on with you, Xbot, where they can find you. Once again, shout out to you. Shout out to everybody in the next podcast. Let the people know what's happening.
Yeah, definitely. Well, first off, I got a shout out to chat. You guys have been absolutely amazing. I've seen, again, a lot of familiar faces, but I've seen some new names and stuff like that. You guys lit it up tonight. Definitely appreciate you guys and the panel as well, man. It is fun talking video games with you guys. I've known the majority of you guys for a long time, so like coming back and being able to cut it up with you guys and just talk opinions about the gaming news and all that good stuff. It's been great. I keep things simple, guys. Yes, I have a small YouTube channel. It is Xbot448, but I keep it really simple. So any other place that you think I might be, you just type in Xbot448, whether it's Twitter, of course, Xbox Live. If you ever want to play a game, Destiny 2 is definitely the preference right now. But if you ever want to, just jump in a party and kind of BS and talk about things, stuff like that. I leave my parties open. I don't stop my notifications or anything like that. So just type in Xbot448. Check out any of my content, social media or Xbox Live. I'll be there.
Awesome. Once again, man, shout out to him. All that information is below. You can please go follow him on Twitter. That's the hub for most of us. So you'll be able to find out everything going on with his channel, his podcast, what's going on with him personally. Once again, love you, brother. Appreciate you taking the time out. Always hang out here. Shout out to you and your family. Shout out, Mel. Hopefully your stream is going well. Hopefully you're kicking ass in Fortnite and getting some dubs.
Well, the funny thing is, she just came through the door and now she disappeared. I have no idea where she is now. Like she.
Oh. Well, hopefully she's gonna get back on that Fortnite and catch some W. So hopefully that's what's happening next. But shout out to her. Shout out to you, brother, man. Let's go ahead and get to my fellow compadres here. Stag, let everybody know what's going on with you, brother. How you been? What you got cooking up? The streams, everything like that.
I've been good. Just me doing a lot of projects around the house and stuff because we're home, so might as well get shit done. I got a couple upcoming indie streams this week, which will make the indie gamer happy. Even though I said I don't stream as many indies, but I got
Carrion. He's playing Carrion.
No. I'll be playing some more Cyber Protocol and a new game called Fuzzball. It looks pretty cool. It's like a couch multiplayer. I'll be actually streaming that with my children, so those are always really, really fun streams when my kids and I get on stream together and play those couch battle multiplayer games, because they fucking wreck me. I ain't even gonna lie. My 10-year-old and my 14-year-old just make me look like a fool at video gaming, even though I'm not. But those games, they seem to get me real good. And then, as always, Paladins at 8 p.m. typically, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And then I didn't do it today, but 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Saturdays. You can get me on twitch.tv/Staggerilla. And then always, Twitter, but mainly that's been more of like, hey, look at the fence I built today.
Yeah, I know a whole lot of shit. They got a whole homestead going over there, man. Check it out.
Yeah. We're just about to get new asphalt put in and getting some bids on getting our deck redone. And it's living that first world dream.
Man, tell me about it, brother. We all gonna need those type of skills if things keep going the way they're going, brother. So
I just got a new table saw, so hopefully I keep all my fingers.
Oh, well, please do.
Yep.
Please do, brother.
Yep,
So,
I'll keep you informed. I need
at least keep your thumbs, man. Thumbs and pointers.
If I lose the pinkies, I think I'll be all right.
Yeah, you'll be okay.
Actually, if you clip a thumb nowadays, there's some doctors that could relocate a big toe. I've seen it.
You just gave me a horrible picture, by the way.
Right?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it doesn't look right at all. Trust me.
We're not doing that. All right.
All right, I'm going to post some pictures later.
Yeah, best safety and luck to that.
Thanks, buddy.
Anyway, so let's Centurion, let us know. No, did I get to you? Just want to make sure.
Yeah, you did me.
No, you didn't get to me, right?
Now it's Centurion, and then it's Fuzzy.
Okay, go ahead.
What are we doing to our fearless host right now,
Dude,
man?
you're killing me, man. I just want to make sure I get
He's
to
just
everybody.
having visions of a guy playing a PlayStation game
With
on a
a
PlayStation
thumb.
controller with a thumb that's actually a toe that's been relocated
Yeah,
because he lost it in a tragic hot dog versus an eel incident that was caught on tape.
Oh my goodness.
What the?
All right. Well, anyway,
And that's not
get
made
in.
up. I could definitely that's not made up. Anyways, for anybody that wants to definitely find me, as always, you can tune into me on my YouTube channel at Centurion1307. I can also be located on Twitter and Xbox Live, also at Centurion1307. You can also find me right here every Saturday night, right here on the Shop Podcast, and I also kick it every Sunday night on the TXR Podcast. And thank you once again for Xbot being here. Like I said, it's always a blast when I'm always able to do a show with him.
Shout out, man. Yeah, it's been a fucking great show, man. And last but not least, we're gonna, wrap it up with Barry Ross, man. Let everybody know what's going on with you, brother. What's
Awesome
cooking up?
show today, guys. Glad to have Xbot on here. Always good chopping it up with him on anything Forza related and gaming related. Glad to have Stag with us again this weekend. Centurion, as always, good having you on here. And man, just always love talking games with you, Blam. So you guys can always find me on Twitter at fuzzy_Belvedere, PSN, fuzzy_Belvedere, Xbox Live, fuzzy space Belvedere, and lately on YouTube, I think it's just fuzzy Belvedere altogether. More videos coming, here pronto. So
Nice.
thanks again for joining us.
Awesome, man. Awesome. And last but not least, your boy PTK Blam across the board. Hit me up on Xbox Live, on Twitter. All of that information is below. Appreciate the love and support, man. Once again, same time, same place next week. Link out, poll of the week out Monday. Follow all of that below, man. Love the support. You guys have been amazing every single week. Shout out to everybody that comes out, shows up live. Link will be up shortly. If you missed the show, let everybody know the link is going to be up on Twitter here shortly. You can rewatch it in all its glory, non-edited, by the way. So we don't edit anything out. But yeah, appreciate, shout out, love, support, peace out. Love you guys. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. We're out of here. See you guys next week. Peace out.
Later.